Have you ever noticed that when you try to change, you get met with a lot of opposition? I used to think I was the only person that went through that. It took me a long time to learn that opposition is always going to be inside of your head. And it's there to push you forward, not to hold you back. I had to study a lot of like hermetic principles so that I can begin to change my perspective about challenges. It used to feel like the world was against me. I couldn't understand why my brain would hone in on negativity and kind of skirt over any positive experiences or any positive reinforcement. Anything like that would not be held onto by my mind for some reason. All I could remember were negative things. And so once I realized that about myself, I set forth on a path of changing how I dealt with challenges. I had to realize that it was just human design. When people say change the world and heal the world, there's always going to be opposition though. There's always going to be a negative so that there is a positive, so that the world is balanced. It's just whether you want to be more positive than negative. But good and bad are all mixed into one. I don't really think that there's good people and bad people, good days or bad days. I think there are good intentions and bad intentions, but I don't think that they're necessarily like inherently evil people. Like, I was raised as a Christian, and then I grew up to separate myself from any contrived religion and just acknowledge God and love God and define my relationship with God without any intermediary. I don't involve man in my relationship with God. Jesus was a teacher and an ascended master. And somewhere along the line, people started praising Jesus like a god, and that was just very confusing to me. People fail to focus on the lesson and focus more on the person or the entity, and I feel like that's not what we're supposed to be doing. Just like with music, sometimes people get more infatuated with the artist than influenced and inspired by their words. So I pray to God I never become famous. I would much rather have a positive influence on this world than have everyone know who I am. No one's ever gonna know who you are. Only you and spirit know that. But I had to stop taking that oppositional voice in my head personally. I had to stop thinking that I was crazy. I had to stop thinking that the world was against me. I had to stop thinking that I only had one or two options, or that I could only go so far. I don't even say the sky's the limit, because that's bullcrap. There is no limit. The only limit is the limit that I set on my own mind. And that's why I try now to just try my best. Instead of asking spirit for specific things, I'll ask for the things I ask for. I already know that I have protection and strength, and I just want to make the right decisions and be the best version of me, because I want to connect with that eternal power, right? I want to tap into that power that runs this whole thing. That's what it's about for me. Real power, real knowledge. You know what I mean? Not anything fake that someone can say. Because someone can call you a god, but that doesn't mean that you have any power. Someone can say that you're a queen, but that doesn't mean that you wield any power. So, I'm grateful for that opposition in my ear, because it gives me something to push back against and say, no, I'm not going to take it. I remember sitting in my Honda, hitting the dashboard, looking at that red light beep after I just spent my savings fixing the catalytic converter, and I'm doing Instacart, and I'm trying to put money away to go to the studio and take care of the kids and pay all the bills. And, my ex, before he died, wasn't contributing the way that he said that he would. And now my car is about to break down, and I'm in the middle of a delivery, and I'm screaming at the universe, I don't accept this. You're not about to do this to me. I'm not taking no more losses. Ain't nobody taking nothing from me. And I meant it. And do you know that that red light went off? Now, my car broke down 3 days later, but that red light went off in that moment. You just reach a point sometimes where you are just determined that you're not going to take any more losses. And no matter what, you are going to win. And that all stems from fighting against that opposition that will always be there. And I'm so glad that I learned that it's always going to be there, because I was really waiting for it to go away. I really thought that I was going to talk therapy my way out of having this voice out of my head. And it wasn't until I heard other people talk about that opposition and I started looking into psychology and what is this bipolar thing, and learning about intrusive thoughts and thought patterns and stuff like that, that I was even introduced to the idea of the subconscious mind and the oppositional nature that pushes us to change. And now I understand that everything that I experience is placed in my path to help me evolve. That's it. I don't need to take it personally. I don't need to be fearful of it. I don't need to be angry about it. I need to say, okay, how can I change? How can I conquer this challenge? Nothing is going to destroy me. Nothing is going to stop me. We are more powerful than we have ever been led to believe. I love you. Thank you so much for spending time with me in Fairy World. I'll catch you in the next episode. Peace.